Okay, it's my movie room, my collection, and those who don't know, I like collecting old movies as well as CD and some games. I know a lot of you now have a game room out there. I don't want it to be about a game room, but I don't want to display boxes and stuff like that and toys, game toys and all that. I just want to have some games and that's enough. And my music, I cannot just have one thing in here. I do want to play a little bit of games. I do want to listen to music. So I made it about a little bit of everything, but I don't want it to be about every format either. I don't need to have Friday the 13th on every single format, or I don't need every format in the collection. I know I have VHS in here, but it's more available than Blu-ray. Blu-ray, once in a while, something will come in, but this Blu-ray is still more expensive, so I do not have a whole lot on Blu-ray. I do have more on a VHS, and even now, VHS horror is kind of hard to find, so VHS is just something a little extra. I'm not going to go out of the way just to buy something, but there's a couple things I want to upgrade when I get caught up with the TV shows. TV shows, they need another good year or two. Movies, I'll be caught up next year, by the end of this year, I think. There's only two more I want that's on my list. And then some of them have like a sequel, part 2, part 3, part 4. As long as I get part 1 and part 2, I'll be okay. I can build up onto it when I can, so I can have something to watch on it, or buy the whole thing down the line. But for now, there's only two more on my list. Um, two, maybe three. If I could get to them this year, end of the year, I'll be okay for my CDs. I'm building up Dolly Parton now, so I slow a little bit on my movies. And there's only a couple more that I want from her, and then winter I'll move back into my movies, and I'm not gonna have every single horror movie out there, but the ones that I want to watch, some of them I'll watch online or on Netflix, and I'm not gonna bother with them. But or they're too new, too expensive. I'll try some of them I really want to watch. I'm gonna pay up to get them. So I'll look through some horror movies as well and some stuff like that down the line. Next year we'll see how things go. Maybe start building up Atari, but next year there's still some old projects I don't have yet, so I do want to get to a couple of those, and then probably build up an Atari next year, and my games will come next year. And the last thing I wanted to do in here was to add some more VHS. Still a couple more for Universal Monsters I want for VHS, a little bit more for Godzilla on VHS, and maybe a couple of horror movies on VHS, and go from there. See what I need for Stephen King. Most of the Stephen King is on DVD. Most of the Friday 13th is on DVD. Halloween is on DVD. So I don't need to have that in every format. VHS is something a little extra because it's easier to pick up VHS in my area. Sometimes I have to pay a little bit for them, but I can have a movie, and that's the most important thing for this collection. Um, if I happen to come across Laserdisc, I might pick up one or two just to say, hey, I have a Laserdisc. It has to be like a good movie like Back to the Future or Terminator. I'll get that on Laserdisc, and that'll be the couple that I have for Laserdisc. If I do get into Laserdisc. If I cannot find the $1 I'm looking for now, I'll try to get it on record. Um, some of the wood I had to build to make these shelves custom for everything, for the CDs, custom build for the VHS clamshells, for everything else, for TV shows, for bigger box sets, you have to make adjustments. So everything in here I made myself, and it's not all perfect, but it holds the movies. Otherwise, things will be piled up in boxes. And my friends are trying to get me to go out now. older friends I haven't seen for like years and years are trying to meet up now. I don't know. I don't go out, so I'll go out once in a blue moon. If I don't go out, then I'll put something in the collection. If I go out to a pub or a club or something, then I won't add it. I won't be able to add anything. So I cannot do two things at the same time. So either I'm building up the collection or I'm going out having fun. So or I go out downtown. I could go out to the C&E exhibition, see a concert or something. Then I won't be able to add nothing for the whole summer. So most of the time I stay home and I'm able to add something. So that's how I determine how to get the more expensive items in the collection. Or I cut back a little bit on food. So I don't like over hoarding on food, but just enough to get me by till the end of the month and go from there, build things up again, and hopefully summer I can still add a couple things in here. If things get kind of expensive, then I'll have to back off and try to get what I can for movies, or try to get what I can for music. Next year I'll try to build up Pearl Jam again. Every now and then I'll come into the music, so it's going to be movies and music. It depends what I find at the time. And then probably next year I'll come into my games. I don't take the camera with me when I go picking or thrifting. I know a lot of people do. I just show you when I get home. This size for VHS, and made a little bit extra room here. So I built these two shelves over the past winter. Whenever I find a little bit more wood, I can make this a little bit higher, get an extra row in there. Every now and then I'll come into my games, but now I'm really trying to build up my Dolly Parton on CD, getting some of her early stuff, the ones I cannot find. I'll get it on a record, and then I'll come into Pearl Jam at the end of the year, and hopefully snacks will hold up. I could add a couple extra things. If not, then I'm gonna have to do with what I can, with what I can afford at the time. It'll be maybe like one movie coming in, so things might be slowing down. But I only got like 2 or 3 left I want, and some of them have like sequels. So I'm gonna have to go through that stuff like Jaws, Omen, Chucky. I'm gonna have to go through stuff like that, see if I'm missing anything. I know Halloween is complete. Friday the 13th has been complete a long time, unless there's like a new one that comes out. And I don't use Friday the 13th on every format. I know some people, hey, there's a new Blu-ray that came out for 4K, for Blu-ray. You have to go and buy it. Well, fuck off. You don't need to go and buy it unless you have money to blow. I don't need this video store to be about every single format. Sometimes I call it a video store, but just a little small collection in my attic. If it were in the basement, it would look more like a video store because you'd have more space, but this is where it is, and thanks for watching. Hope you're adding some good stuff to your collection. So the best part for VHS right now is I'm trying to build up my karate kung fu movies, trying to build up the Universal Monsters later on, and my Godzilla is over here, and some smaller horror. And it would have been nice to have Friday the 13th at least part 1. Maybe later on I could buy it, but it's like $50, $60, $70 sometimes, and that would take a fair bit out of my snacks, so I don't want to do that right away. But I will come back into the VHS later on when I'm cut up with my music, and then another year probably I'll be building up on the games, and still need a good year or 2 on music, on TV shows. Another year for music, and then another year for games, and then TV shows still need a good 2 years. So I'll be collecting in here for another 2 years before I just completely slow down. So thanks for watching.